What's going on, guys? We are back for session, I believe, 4 of our Pathfinder game, and we're going to start with a little in-character reflection. I believe, and this is the part where everyone lies and banks hero points, but I believe Lucy is the only person who has spent hero points. So we will start with her. Donald, a lot of things went on last session. A lot of different viewpoints were exposed to the party, a lot of stuff like that. How do you feel about it?
With Lucia mindset, she does not like this situation, but she's going to make it work for her somehow, some way. She will get the Liberus Mortis and the tome she is after. She just have to wait for the right time to get to know the right people, to get the right events happen, to get her overall interest fulfilled. So she's not happy, but she's not in a bad position at all. She is not dead. Let's give the limelight to someone else then.
Is Tommy talking?
My mic was muted, and I am terrible. So we'll go to Enterling from here. Joe, how you feeling about everything that's gone on?
How do I feel? Well, I've met Torvald 2.0 under the mountain in the dwarven mine. So that's pretty cool. He seems honorable enough. I understand the need for deception. I don't like the deception. That's not Enderling's code of honor, but I understand there seems to be a lot of good people down here. Except for this creepy guy in a purple coat with a crossbow. Who decided he would shrooms. Other than that, yeah, like I said, seems like good people down here. I'm sure I'll be able to make plenty of money off of the riches we get and afford myself much glory, while also finding Cabana.
While also finding Cabana. I'm going to have to listen to a lot of that band to figure out what we're doing there. I'm too far from a computer roll. We'll go to Van. How's Pogue feel?
So Pogue is rather disappointed that nobody's into small humans or of either gender or halflings. As much as he tried to get some action, all he got was this pissed off bird upset with him and trying to steal his shit. But he tried to do the right thing. Meta for a second, because I don't think he knows this yet. When everybody comes back with cool new things and he's like, what the fuck? Because he gave something back. He's going to be like, you know what? I try to do the right thing and you all get ahead and I don't. I think that'll be back in character thing that will be happening. I think Pogue is relieved a little bit about because he felt like he had to take care of Mercutio with, sort of these sharks all around him, but that whether he actually had to or not, and there was that feeling of, but at the same time, it was kind of like, okay, so now the jig's up and we're out in the open and this is what Mercutio's doing. That Pogue has been dragged into something that people think should be his fight, but at the same time, he's like, he's got other things that he's focused on doing, and this kind of goes along those lines. He's worried about he wants to show his integrity and honesty to Enderling, but at the same time feels like he's still not sure about Lucia. and doesn't know what kind of deception he's going to have to play. And, remembering that Pogue's survived through deception for so long that it's kind of like, I have this pure heart, or try to, but at the same time, I have to lie to protect it. So he doesn't know how that's going to play out. And then with Emeritus, with Papa, he's sort of like, okay, so maybe there's this big change in this person who was clearly the enemy before in his mind, was clearly the enemy. And so now it's sort of like, if the enemy has shown maybe, an awakening of some sort or whatever, that the most suspicious thing would be if Emeritus was like, oh yeah, I'm totally in with you now. Here's a chance for me to start new. That Pogue would be like, yeah, no way. So that's that's where he is with that. So
fair enough. So then, last but not least, we'll go to the person who probably had the most go on for them last session. Sarah, how does the Oracle of Asmodeus feel about having to hang out with a Paladin of Serenre and having his mind invaded and having all the terrible things that befell him last session happen to him?
Weird. Well, to put it shortly, Papa Veritas doesn't really know what to think right now. He's kind of like realizing that maybe Asmodeus isn't like all he's cracked up to be, so he's kind of starting to like go through an emotional crisis, and he's starting to like really think about what like the differences between good and evil and stuff. And then a little frog person comes along and wants to be his friend, and he doesn't know how to be a friend because he's never had a friend before. So it's all very emotional and feelings, and he's not used to having feelings. So it's a very, very strange time for Papa Emeritus right now.
Fair enough. So with all the hero points back up to 1, let's kick it off. We'll say, about an hour passes since you guys were all messing around, talking to people, hanging out with birds, hanging out with crazy ifrits. You guys find yourselves at a dinner, I suppose. Everybody's gathered around just like crappy tables and little cook fires making what food they have. You can tell a lot of the really extravagant stuff, either like people would have to rest before they can cast that spell again, or like it's just not there anymore. A lot of the people you guys have met have gone across the mine, which, like I said, it's all over the place. Rumors are that this mine, that it extends into the Darklands. But Mustafa and Mercutio, they're at the northern end of the cavern talking like in hushed voices to themselves, while like a bunch of non-combatants that are just here with their family or here to support the cause, and some like low-ranking soldiers sit and eat their meal. And the floor belongs to you guys.
Wait a minute, what was that last part you said? And so wait.
I said that the floor belongs to you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, anybody have better luck than I did?
Yes. I had a exciting and a refreshing chat with a monk. Apparently, me and him, we hit each other off well. No acquaintances, and he gave me this. You all a magic item I got. It's quite handy. It allowed me to transform one item for me to use it as a weapon. Quite nifty.
I'll quietly hand Pogue a purple mushroom that I found.
Well,
It's about knee high to enter. To you, it's probably about as big as your body.
Well, that's certainly not the type of purple mushroom I'm used to. What's it do?
Supposedly it's toxic.
Pogues like hands it back to Enderling, kind of wipes his hands.
So what does the mushroom do exactly?
Excuse me?
What does the mushroom do exactly besides being a toxic item?
I think we'll find out when we have the chance. I'm not going to test it on any of you guys, nor anyone in here. But we'll see.
If we have the time, can I have a small sample? I would like to experiment with it to see what I can do with it. So if I use a craft alchemy, could I use that to synthesize what the item it is used for the type?
Yeah, sure, that's fine by me.
Okay, so just do that down the road.
Okay. Like I said, people are just kind of like quietly eating their meals. There's a little bit of conversation, maybe like the odd person might have some like loot or something like, and they're just kind of like lazily strumming it. It's pretty relaxed now. The day has like, it's starting to wind down. Things aren't as crazy. There aren't random oracles to evil gods showing up at the door. No one's really paying you guys a whole lot of mind.
Papa, we haven't had the chance to talk much since we traveled, so how are you faring?
Oh, I'm all right now. I'll say kind of distantly.
Well, if you ever need to have a chat to talk things over, I'm always here for you. At least for the time being, anyway.
Dun dun dun.
But she is another fellow country person, another fellow Cheliaxian. We should be able to confess and talk to each other without having anything between us. I would offer the same thing to the rest of you as well. If you
Huh. So, you're the only Chelish here, huh?
Well, I would assume Papa is from that same country as I. Am I correct?
You know, there are plenty
Yeah.
of people in Cheliax who are not considered full Chelish, perhaps because of their height.
Cheliaxian, it is a nationality. It doesn't have to do with race, ethnicity, background.
Tell it to that slaves owners.
Being a Taldor, whatever insert the Taldor nationality ism, it is a nationality that you are. The orphans, they don't care about nationality, don't care about who you are as an individual. As long as you're from there, you can say you're a orphanite or orphan, whatever the appropriate word.
It's just orphan.
So they would be a orphan. It's a nationality or something that you aspire or is a part of you. There is more to the world besides having such a negative outlook at.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, so this time he's at least, Pogue's at least willing to, grab a drumstick and eat, but his hackles are still kind of up, and he's kind of this talk about being Chelish or from Cheliax is really obviously grating on his nerves, and the whole slavery thing. So whenever it comes up, it's a real sore spot for him.
There's probably a lot of people around you. Like I said, no one's really paying attention to you guys, but like as this conversation comes up, at the very least, Lucia probably gets a lot of awkward sidelong looks from people because they are here to fight against slavery, basically. You guys have seen, there's not the ground is covered in halflings or anything like that, but you've seen plenty of smaller people in armor, and even people the size of a person in armor. You can't see faces, but the armor is painted blue and gold. There's eagles on the shields, eagles on cloaks, things like that. This is the rest of the Eagle Knights, and they fight against slavery. So when someone openly talks about Cheliax, a lot of people get really uncomfortable here.
Papa Emeritus will like awkwardly like look around and then be like say, well, what's wrong with slavery?
Okay.
Well, you're.
She says that in near.
Papa, I want you.
All the players hear that. Yeah.
Papa, I want you to think about it for a moment. We are around a table. Have a halfling. We're not in like Cheliax and slavery. We have Eagle Knight, and we are working with the agent, a organization that doesn't like slavery.
Is Papa sitting on a chair or something?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so at this point, Pogue, before Lucia can even get her stuff out, jumps basically on Papa, knocks him over, and grabs him by the throat, like and his face in his says, "Look, you wouldn't know what it's like to be a slave in Cheliax like I did. And if you don't shut your mouth now, there's plenty of people here who will show you the bad side of life." They're just like furious. So basically lets out that in a past life that Pogue was actually from Cheliax, and that was maybe perhaps a slave, and that there's, it's not somebody from afar who's upset about it, but when this fellow Cheliax thing comes out, he's really, really pissed about it. And he's really pissed on one hand that he's not considered as part of, being from Cheliax, but why would he? Because he hasn't told anybody. But on the other hand, is furious that like, oh, look at us, we're from Cheliax and we're like big people. I'm like, you don't get it. So that's where so that secret's out. In case it wasn't before.
Oh, I need to know.
In case it wasn't before.
Oh, I need to know. Before we continue on adventuring long term, I need to know, is this going to be a major issue? Can you work through this to at least tolerate us for the time being?
Can you look past your slavery and tolerate these people?
Really? Really? Because slave owners are good people too? That's what you're trying to tell me?
It is a tool that people use. Yes, most slave owners are evil, but there are those who are neutral and good that have to abide by those rules.
Do you understand that the only people that have to abide by the rules of slavery are the slaves? There's nothing that says you have to own a slave.
Well,
there's nothing that says you have to back it up.
Well, all of us, we have to abide and obey a superior, whether it be a deity, a physical person. So whether we are a slave or not, we need to answer to someone above us. Whether slavery is involved or not, it is irrelevant.
I answered to somebody above me for long enough, and I broke free of it. And you're asking me if it's an issue for me. You're the ones who seem to not be able to make a choice. That if you tell me that, well, that slavery's okay because of somebody higher up, then what's that going to mean when I get a knife in my back from you? Or chains around me again, and you're like, I'm sorry, it's just because it's the rules. Okay. Like, I'm not okay with that. You're the one.
I am not going to betray you, put you in chains, and I'm going to get this straight to you. Make a promise, I'm not going to kill you and save you, because I am not interested in that. I am interested in my own interest overall. And you being in chains is not one of those.
I know that you have your own interests. And I know that you've not been forthcoming about them. And I know that you've already tried to use me to get this book. I know this. And the question is, even if I'm not your interest, what kind of casual betrayals will you have that affects everybody else negatively? And you won't care because, hey, it's not your problem. This is my problem, and you are my problem.
When I go after something, I think of the consequences, good, hurts, and how I go about it, and if it's going to have any future consequences of me. I'm not a person who doesn't think through their actions.
Oh, I think you do. I think you do think through your actions. I just don't think you care about anybody else. Now, if you can show me that I have reason to trust you, then so be it. But until then, I will act with an honor and integrity, and then look over at Enderling, and I say, as much as I am able to be honest, I will be, and I hope you understand now. And I look back and I say, but you two, and then look over at Papa, and especially you, who has a clean start, and you start off with, what's wrong with slavery?
I really just don't understand. I mean, slaves work, and in return they get some shelter and food. I really don't understand. I'm sorry if it.
But they have no choice. But they have no choice.
Coming from a priest, I am surprised that you do not see through what slavery is.
I mean, I know what it is. I just thought it was just the way things were for some people, and then some people get things in return and for their work, but it's just like working any other job. I really don't understand. I'm trying to learn about something that seems to be upsetting to a lot of people.
So you're trying to tell me, as a priest of Asmodeus, with as much power as you have in Cheliax, that you don't see people not having a choice? What about you, who can do anything?
I really am sorry if I touched on a sensitive issue, but I'm just trying to learn. And I'll just kind of like look down sadly.
So out of nowhere, there's this huge explosion that rocks the mine. It's followed by several like smaller concussions that you can feel like all across the mine reverberating. Little like motes of light begin to shimmer, and as this happens, Qadiran soldiers begin to portal into the mine. I'm stretching them to be big because they're troops. They're not like, here comes size category large. So we've conscripted all the hill giants in Qadira, and they're coming at you now.
So the explosion, can I tell what type is it? Just from the bang of it?
Are we on the map?
With a knowledge check.
Are we on the map?
Can you guys not see? You should be.
No, it's black
to me.
Black to you.
Say bomb.
That's weird.
Consider it would be engineering or alchemy or certain type of bomb. So let's just go with.
I had Fog of War turned on, and I'm not to Fog of War yet because my roll 23 was weak. So I guess that just means everything is off.
Let's go with craft alchemy knowledge.
Is that a tank?
It kind of looks like a tank, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's go with craft knowledge alchemy for what type of bomb for the craft.
Go for it.
And the crow is Lucia's bird?
That is Lucia's familiar, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so 18.
You get the feeling, without seeing it, you're not entirely sure, but like you are completely sure that the mine is being magically shellacked, basically. You imagine if you were to like poke your head out, and that's several hours of walking up from where you are, you would see just all over the place people bombing. There's probably people who have cast like spells to where they can move through the earth, like shooting like out of the wall into different parts of the mine. People start screaming. It's terrifying. Roll initiative.
All right.
While this is going on, Lucia, she is impressed, awed, and she is awed afraid, amazed, all at the same time at the tactics being used.
So Poke lets go of Papa and says, "All right, now's your time to put up or shut up," and looks at Lucia and gives her a glare.
Don't worry, I'm not. I made a deal with our Ifrit friend here, and I'm not going to break it.
Did I get initiative from Donald? I don't see it.
Yes, 9.
Oh, okay. I thought that said 1d20 plus 1 in like intelligence.
Yeah,
That's not how we spell it.
yeah.
Joe and Sarah can tell you I'm not good
Yeah,
at spelling when it comes to Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Bookcase has 2 Ks.
Yeah, and ocelots are monkeys.
Yeah.
Better come to the orange ocelot. Man, that's not even a cat, though.
All right.
So I'm not going to put him on the board, but over by, you guys see where the Afridi is. Big, scary red thing. It's if you can't see it, it's up. Like right in... Thank you, Van. In that little passageway there, you see a mage teleport in, and he begins to cast something, and Mustafa draws his falchion as he does. Like he's holding the hilt of a broken scimitar, and it just ignites with like what looks like the sun, essentially forming the blade of the scimitar. He points it at the mage, and he says something in Who Speaks Celestial. Anyone?
Yeah, I actually do know it.
I do not.
In Celestial, he begins yelling how he's gonna like purge the Empire from the world, and a beam of sunlight streaks out of his sword, and it catches this mage full in the chest, and he doesn't like look down like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon and then slowly fade away, but he looks down where the sunbeam hits him, and then as he does so, he turns to ash.
So the rest of his heal.
Turns to ash.
Okay, cool.
This isn't funny after we've goofied them. Mustafa wanted to just get down into the dark land to escape, and Wolves Crucio, who's standing next to him, wink out. Joe is top of the initiative.
You're breaking up. What did he say to do? Go down.
Darklands.
Everyone escape into the Darklands, and we'll regroup as soon as we're able. Basically, just stuff like that.
Okay. Do we know where the Darklands are? Do I need to make a check?
Roll some kind of knowledge check.
Well, my geography looks as good as my history, so.
I'm going to roll what I know about the Darklands. So, and I
Go for it.
probably would have had known a bit just from my character background being a bookwormish. So
okay.
So
I don't know if I get multiple checks. I just was.
I don't see why not. Fuck it.
I didn't roll a critical one, right? So.
Yeah. So the Darklands in Pathfinder, it's like 3.5, or I guess, I don't know. I guess it carried over to 5e. I have no idea.
yeah,
But it's the Underdark. It's
Okay.
and it's been rumored that it goes far enough down that it connects with the Darklands. Of course, that's like days and days and days of trek straight down before you'd be able to find this.
So is there? All right. Looking at the board, just so I understand, there's all the peasant people. The big guys are the soldiers.
The big guys there's probably about 30 or 40 groups of soldiers.
And what are these?
Like standing in formation. The ones that look like the things you were fighting are
what?
Friendly soldiers.
Oh, okay. So,
anyway, it is Joe's turn.
What about these guys? Are these guys troops or?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't make them big. That's what she said. Time to
those
stretch
are
up. Apache, Kadiran, E, Neg, Shock.
So those are the bad guys.
Yes. Those are the bad dudes.
Sort of a swarm of troops is for under each of those, basically?
Yeah, they occupy that much space on the board, more or less.
Okay.
So what do, Joe?
You missed one.
Did I really?
A Tom.
Okay, if I stretch those guys will say they're in like really, really tight ranks.
But they're still bad guys.
Passageway.
Okay.
Yes.
Tommy, so just for the spell range, is it the map as accurate for the spell range?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Are we? Which way is down? I look at the person next to us. Which way is down?
They're panicking.
Grab her.
But since we are in combat and these guys are trying to kill you, let's go to Joe.
Okay. Trey is down. Well, I wish you fuckers could swim.
Joe, if you're saying anything, I can't hear you. I think Joe died. Joe holding action going once. Going twice. We'll assume he's holding action and we'll put it on Sarah.
Alright. Oh. Let's see. We got a group of big bads. Is there like a wall like here? That's a wall.
Yeah.
Alright. So that means that these big bads aren't gonna just like start attacking me.
Right.
Alright. And the dude that just disappeared told us to get down.
Pretty much. But down is in like go down.
Okay. Like go down like to the basement or something. Not like get down like for an earthquake or something.
Yeah, no, you need to go farther into the mines.
Okay, where is Marcella?
You have no idea. It's complete chaos right now. Like I said at the beginning, everybody you'd met has gone their separate ways. You had seen Mustafa and Mercutio and like the rest of the party. Other than that, it's just random people.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna look towards the party and like see how look to them like which way should we go, you know?
Joe says his internet randomly cut out. He will be with us.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to respond to Sarah can.
So, well, I have a question. Maybe I need a perception check here. Big money, medium money.
Medium money.
I think with a +9 that I'm rolling like really low, so, but at least not crit failing. Can I see anything about where they are, like where people are headed, or if because I can't tell looking at the map as a player. Is there anything that looks sloping down or where people are running towards?
People are pretty much just streaking off in all directions. You know that there's several passages that lead down from like where you guys are right now, so there's no definitive like go this way. It's just like get out of harm's way, basically.
So I'm like, they look to be coming from all around. Why don't we go south? Meaning down on the map. At least there we can stand against large numbers, and they can't all face us at once.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I'll move that way and keep my eye out for my small frog friend because I don't know a whole hell of a lot about friends, but I don't think friends let their friends die in dangerous situations.
Friends don't let their friends die in dangerous situations. Pathfinder PSA number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So did you want to actually like move on the board, cast anything?
As long as general consensus is that south is this way.
Yeah, down is south.
Oh, there's a big bad down there.
Small bad.
Oh, small bad.
You guys are literally fighting the big session 4, you know.
Dun dun dun.
It was a matter of time before we have a big fight.
You could have fought a big bad on session 3 had you guys decided to, but you were smart. Are you done, Sarah?
Yeah, that can be it for now.
Then we
Hello,
go to
I'm back.
Van. Actually, we go to Joe. Joe is back. Joe, it's your turn.
Yeah, I died. Okay. I don't know what you caught, but I imbibe my mutagen. Casting a large person on myself. I roll a d6.
Okay.
Because it's a unstable mutagen. Shit all over it. I meant to hit roll. Roll 1d6.
1d6.
God dang it!
/R.
Yeah, I know. Okay, 4. I think that's a good one. Let me see.
Tommy, quick question.
Does your mutagen do random effects?
Yep. So it increases
Oh,
my
no.
armor bonus by 2.
Oh, sweet.
Tommy, quick question. Is this a door here?
Click it again. I wasn't at my computer.
Okay.
I don't see where you.
This is a wall.
Oh, there. That's like a mine. Like tracks had gone that way that a minecart run on, and it's like a 20-foot drop to where that guy is.
Okay, so
There's probably like little like messed up tracks hanging over the side that one might be able to, like, if a person got on a person's shoulders and made like an awkward climb check, hold. But like the troops aren't getting up there anytime soon.
Okay, cool.
So he's lower.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, I imbibe my mutagen. I'll apply enlarge person. So if I could please be increased to size category.
Yeah, I
And
can do that.
I roll a d6 for my unstable mutagen. That gives me a natural armor bonus increases by 2.
Nice.
So, and then that is all.
Okay, now we go to Van.
Okay. I was not sure whether we're going east or south, but he's going to go south anyway. All right. The first thing he's going to do is start with his bow.
Okay.
And is there penalties for shooting past people? What's the deal with that?
There is not.
Okay.
There's a neg 4 without precise shot for firing into melee, but I pretty much gloss over that feat and a lot of tax feats like that because I think they get rid of fun. And it's just like you only get so many feats.
Right. All right. Well, we are shooting this bow at this guy.
Alrighty. What does a 14 do? The GM has no idea. Quickly pulls up a monster. A 14 does not hit. It bounces off somebody's shield.
Okay. And then he's going to. This is another rebel.
Yeah, the guys in the red hats that look like the ones you fought session 2-ish. Those guys are on your side.
Okay. Well, for the moment, he's going to move over to the side here so that there's not like a straight shot back at him. I think that's all he's going to do.
Then we go to Donald.
Okay, so if correct me if I'm wrong, but can I end my turn in a large creature space such as Yell?
I think you can, but I also think there's penalties involved with that. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'll dig them up real quick.
Okay, so I'm going to get up in that area, and then let's see, I would probably be right next to our trollkin friend. So I'm going to be using, I would be probably move up a bit, so I'm going to be using color spray, so be spraying and what do I actually do?
Okay.
No, I'm just seeing how far I can actually use my color spray right. So yeah, so if I use my color spray in this area here, I will be using that. So they have to make a will save, and then just for whatever their hit die is, that
Okay.
the effect that they have.
Okay, so what's my DC?
So DC 15 for will. So
DC 15. All right. Can't find D20. There we go.
it's a shame because my only other it's a shame. My other two level one spells I have left, it is Mage Armor and then Shield, and then not including the other scrolls I made.
Is it just the one person that needs to save, or the one troop? Okay,
It
so he
would be-
passes.
So okay, and then I end my turn.
Okay, from what I'm seeing, you can't. Well, I don't see why you can't end your turn in a large person square, because you'd have to be. Well, hold on. A creature can squeeze past a creature while moving, but it can't end its movement in an occupied square. So you would need to pick a different one.
So what about this square right here on the?
That is in the middle of the earth.
Okay, so where can I? So let's see. So I use 15 move. So can I? Would you allow me to go back to where I was and not be in the freaking?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't shot on the run. Other feet I don't like. You can move, move
Uh,
some more.
I know Pathfinder have a rule that you need to use your entire move action up, and you cannot divide it up unless you have feet. That's one thing I don't like about Pathfinder. But anyway, end my turn.
Okay, so now it goes to Tommy's turn. The soldiers begin to advance. You guys see behind you. You hear these two friendlies cry out, and they charge into the wave of these guys. And as they do so, the soldiers take their scimitars out, and they just like tear into them. Make a perception check, you guys.
All right.
Sarah is staggered next round. Okay, so Pogue definitely sees as the Kadiran soldiers draw their scimitars, they begin to glow with this faint blue energy, and one of them hits the rebel square in the neck, and you assume the dude's head's gonna fall off, but instead, you get the feeling like the dude just got hit with the club. It's the same effect. You see bright flashes of light from within the swarms, well, the troops. I need to call them what they are. And you'd the sound of their cries and the clash of steel on steel. You no longer hear it. These guys move up. I'm gonna make them bigger now. They were always that size, but they were squeezing. This troop will move up. As he does so, this soldier will try to move in, and it's the same story. He charges in. There's an old woman bent over on a cane. She obviously can't defend herself. And one of the Kadiran soldiers just bashes her in the side of the head with his scimitar. She falls over. The rebel jumps into the fray, and he quickly takes a scimitar to the gut that would just cut him into ribbons. But instead, he just kind of you hear the wind get knocked out of him. So close.
Does the 22 Arcana tell me anything?
You get the feeling that these guys have the merciful enchantment on their weapons. They're doing non-lethal damage. They're intentionally trying to knock you out.
Okay.
And then it would appear that within the troops there are spellcasters that are teleporting everyone out of the mine.
Okay.
Then we're going to... These guys both can't fit. So one of them, and this will provoke, moves into Enterling's square. It's awkward. It provokes you.
Yep.
Did we lose you again?
No. I'm having this recalculated.
Oh, yeah, because of the size category and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Nope, still not doing the damage correctly. So I'm just going to have it. 1 second.
Okay.
1d20 plus. That's correct.
A 16 does not hit.
Okay.
So they move in, and then as they end
They
their
would
turn,
provoke twice if they're moving into my square.
do you have combat reflexes?
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I keep forgetting.
Okay. That is the number 1 feat in Pathfinder. Anyway, at the end of your turn, you take that much non-lethal damage.
All right. Noted.
And more of the same happens to you. These guys also, like, you assume the scimitars would tear into your flesh, but it just feels like a bunch of people are beating you with clubs. Did I move everybody? I think I moved everybody. These two will go and they'll draw their scimitars and like lock their shields together and stand that way as another soldier teleports in. He begins moving on them. These guys don't see a way out, so they go over to the tank, we'll call it. The like busted up blacksmith's forge, and they begin cowering. You two, come on. And you. And then we go to Sarah, who's staggered. Which means you get a move action or a standard action, not both. For flavor's sake, we'll say there are entirely too many feelings going on in your head right now, and then suddenly all these people start getting like knocked out and teleported out of here. And you don't know how to feel. There's just a rush of emotion through your head that you're not used to dealing with. But what do you do?
I don't know. I'm having feelings. I don't know what to do. But there is a guy in my threat range, and that's that's something I should have. Well, this is a group of people, right?
It is, yeah. There's probably about 30 guys there. But they are in your threat range. You can attack them.
All right. Tommy, when you gave me that extra damage to when I do my melee attack, was it 1d6 or 2d6?
1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn
sure.
it.
Level 1, here's 2d6 fire damage every time you hit for no reason.
I thought I could try and get 2d6 damage out of you, but oops.
Yeah, no. I like you, but I don't like you that much.
Oh, well, fuck you too. Alright. I'll attack then, I suppose.
Alright. That does not hit. I think that's a 13.
That's a 13.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, doesn't hit.
Okay, and I can't 5-foot step because I'm staggered.
Correct.
Alright. Then that's all?
Then we go to Joe. Kadirian soldiers begin to surround the trollkin.
Oh, Joe.
What do you do, Underling?
Sorry, my mic was muted. Can I move through the troops?
Yeah, you can move through them. It would provoke, but you can move through them.
Okay, that's fine. Does Pogue resist being grabbed, picked up?
Not if you can tell him in 5 seconds why.
In 5 seconds, water is safe.
All right, Pogue's like, okay.
Okay. If it'll provoke, I mean, that's fine.
Zoella was here.
You got a brief guest starring Zoella.
10.
All right, so these guys do not have combat reflexes. Technically, like grabbing someone provokes, but he's just gonna get the one.
All right.
And then you're trying to move through both of them. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going like I measured. Going.
Okay. So
and then
we add the. I had that. Okay.
I'm
so good
as
at
a swift
Pathfinder.
action, I'm going to be drinking my potion of shield as well.
Okay.
Remember that.
Gotcha. All right. First attack. Probably gets nowhere.
Is that that's attempting to damage? No.
Yeah. And second attack. Wow. All right. Okay. Yeah, you're able to move through that instant.
I don't want to measure. I want to. Please, thank you. Go over there. And I'm taking her as well. That is all.
Okay. Cool. Then I think Pogue is nice. I forget. Yeah.
Okay,
Then you're up.
Yep. So I've been sitting there and I'm like, Calistrate, I need some luck here. Come in, whatever. And I'm going to kick in my archaeologist's luck, which starts as a swift action.
Okay.
So now I have some. Although, why that? This should. Huh. I must be doing something wrong, but I should actually get another. Because Fate's Favor kicks in too. So the attack, the damage,
Right.
and the skill check should all go up
Okay.
one.
All right.
An additional one, so it's plus twos.
Sounds right.
As he's doing that, do I have the chance to pull out a sword also, or no? And swing at whoever's
Yeah, sure. Why
around me?
not?
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I'm tempted
Well,
to have you make a ride check, but nah. He's got a third arm, so it's probably really awkward.
Right. Well, actually, I'm at a point where I can't swing it anyway. So I've kind of put my stowed the bow and pulled out my sword, so I'm ready for a melee.
Whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
Okay. If that is all, then we go to Donald.
That is all.
So the situation is quite dire. So the only way so all type of rage is blocked. So if I go through here, that's a lot of type of opportunity. So I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Papa.
Well, like I said, they don't have combat reflexes, so you could. I guess it's kind of metagamey, but you like the guys at where you're pointing. Those guys have used their attacks of opportunity. They do not have combat reflexes, which is weird on a troop, but oh well.
Okay, so I can go through there without attack of opportunity then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That provokes 60 times. Yeah, no.
So I can know that Papa to follow and we need to get our kill ASAP. So let's see. So I have my familiar with me. So
Okay. You should have control of the mini. Okay, I see.
Yep. So my
okay. Did you
with me?
Okay, so double move there and pass.
Yes.
Okay. Then we go to these guys. The non-combatants try to run away, and as they do so, they are quickly overwhelmed by the Kadirian soldiers, who advance to about Nya. Well, we'll have these guys end here. Yeah. So we can justify and poof. This guy will move into the room and everybody's off down the passage. So you hear muffled grunts as people are knocked out, I suppose. Yeah. And stretch. This guy is going to move. Well, let's have him make a perception check. See if he can tell you guys are going that way before I start just throwing everything in that direction. Oh, that's not a class skill for me. I love fighters. So I'm adding... I'm adding... Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's good enough. They figure it out. They're going to go here. These guys, 5, 10. They're both going to move into Enterling Square, which provokes.
Okay.
And I get to attack too, right?
Yeah, you would.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I did my last edition incorrectly.
Rough.
So
A 26 does connect, and then you take 9 damage. You definitely see somebody. What are we attacking with? Freedom fight. So just like a short sword for half.
Yeah,
basically. Goes through somebody's dome. They fall dead, and then you fall off Enterling. Back season that one. I'm not gonna grab. There's like 5 minis in that square, but you end up like essentially at his feet. He tries to claw at somebody. As he does so, he pitches a little too far forward, and you fall. You're entitled to an acrobatics check if you'd like to reduce fall damage.
How far am I falling exactly?
Just like rounded up about 10 feet.
like falling about 14 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that's more than
Sitting on
enough.
top of my head.
Oh,
So
right,
you take no
because-
damage.
Okay.
And then let's go attack us some more. I guess I can delete those guys now. Goodbye, non-combatant and kind of combatant. And we will try to attack Emeritus.
Uh-oh.
Add that. One of these days I'll make macros. No, I won't. This is just easier for me. Sarah, does a 17 hit you? Sarah runs back to her character sheet.
I think it does from last.
It does not hit.
That does not hit. Okay, fine. Now it's your turn.
Oh,
Actually, wait, hang on. No, it isn't. You're in troop squares at the end of your turn. So, Enterling and Pogue will both take, because there's 2 swarms there, that much non-lethal damage. The 5 and the 6, and then Emeritus takes 6.
11.
Yeah, from 2 swarms.
Okay, noted.
Does that take anybody out?
For what?
It's how
They get-
troops work. If they end their turn in your space, you take damage. Because it's like a swarm of rats or scarabs or something like that. They just do automatic damage because there's so many of them.
Oh, okay. Non-lethal?
Yeah, it's all non-lethal.
All right.
And Sarah, it is on you.
Okay. I had a minor catastrophe, so I wasn't at the screen. Where did everybody go?
They are. I'm pretty sure everyone.
You went east instead of south.
Yeah, they are. Move
said,
your
let's go
screen to the
south
right,
and then
down.
went east.
There you go. They're under the troops.
Oh, okay. I see everybody now. All right.
I got trolled.
Oh,
That's why I didn't go to south.
Just a break, bro.
nice. All right. I'm gonna try moving
Okay, that provokes.
this way. All right. Oh, I figured it would provoke.
That is not what I roll. I did not add the odds. I did not crit you. I just clicked on the D20 button. I actually roll this, which does not hit you.
No.
What is your armor class?
20.
Oh, geez. Okay, cool.
How do you get that?
Now we have to audit. We'll audit this sheet later. For now, Sarah.
I moved 30 feet. I see all of my companions and traveling associates.
You probably see like Enterling from the waist up, surrounded by dudes. You probably like see him like right himself, and like you can probably see a little bit of like Pogue's not hairy. Well, his feet are covered. Pogue's feet like falling into the masses, and like Lucia's familiar squawking and carrying on over her head.
I see. As I'm moving, I'm looking for my frog friend that I have
Okay,
lost.
sounds like a perception check to me.
All right.
It's too much chaos. Like, as you're moving around, I'm not marking the board, but there's probably plenty of people moving along with you. And, like, the ground is shaking from the place being shellacked. You can see, like, little pinpricks of light being formed, like somebody else is going to teleport in, things like that.
All right. Well, I moved 30 feet into perception check, so that's it for me.
I don't think a perception check is a standard action.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'm saying it. Or if it is, I'm saying it's not, rather.
All right. Well, I don't really think there's too much else I want to do at the moment. I'll take another, like, 5-foot step this way, though.
Okay. I mean, it's not a 5-foot step because you can't 5-foot step if you move, but you move 35 feet.
I moved 5 more feet. That's how we'll call that.
Tight.
All right. That's all.
Joe, you're on.
Okay. I'm going to move 40 feet. Well, it goes there, and then there. And then at the end of my movement, I'm going to attempt to make an acrobatics check to jump out into the water.
Okay. So that provokes twice. Let me do those real quick.
That does not hit.
Shit. Okay. That's in his threat range. Okay. That's in his threat range. Let me try to confirm. Which doesn't hit. So then I think that means I do normal damage.
Mm-hmm.
Confirming threats is so weird. That much non-lethal.
Okay, that puts me down.
Okay. So as you go down, awkward, and you probably capture you as you go down. But you see, like, as your vision begins to fade, somebody grabs you roughly around the, like, first bit of blubbery troll thing he can get his hands on, and as your vision blacks out, everything starts to, like, white out like you're being teleported. And it goes to Van.
Is he still there or not?
He is not. You saw somebody grab him. He has been teleported out of the mine.
If I land on top of 2 people, I'd probably definitely kill them.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of dead Kadirians for sure.
All right. I am going to cast.
Okay, that would provoke twice if you were to cast inside these guys. Well, no, it wouldn't. They already provoked. You're fine. You are good to go.
I would provoke? Or I'm already provoked anyway because I'm screwed.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if I do anything, I'm screwed. If I don't do anything, I'm still screwed, right? So I might as well cure light wounds.
Okay, that's fine. Non-lethal damage in Pathfinder does heal double, so...
Okay. So... Yes, that means I get a 7?
If you rolled a 7, the non-lethal damage heals double, so you would heal for 14.
Right, I clicked on it. It says...
Oh, I see what's going on.
I was just trying to read what it was.
I imagine it's a 7. Will it, like, show the math? Yeah, okay, it's 1d20 plus caster level, so you rolled a 6, plus 1 is 7, and then double is 14.
Okay, alright. So, there's that. And then... I can still take a 5-foot step?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm still navigating around the stupid, Okay, so unfit isn't fiddle now.
Okay.
And where am I? Right here.
You're under those guys. Let
Jesus.
me scooch him over here.
No, that's okay. I'm stuck there though, so I can't go towards. I'm gonna come back this way, a 5-foot step. Is that
Okay.
alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why do I have a 5 on mine?
I have no idea.
My
Did you
token?
put a 5 on yourself?
I didn't mean to.
I didn't. This is strange.
Anyway.
Well, now it's gone, whatever it is.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, no.
That's a
I was
little
trying to. I
preemptive.
was trying to close the window. Instead, so I was like, oh, X to close the window. No, X to close.
X to
this
kill
chapter.
yourself.
X to close this chapter of my story. Okay. And that's my move.
Okay. Then it goes to Donald.
So do I hear? What do I hear from the north of Irwin? Did he jump into the water?
He tried to move. It provoked, and it was enough to take him down. And you probably ended him.
So how many left in this group here?
Like I said, they're all about.
Okay. Paul. Papa. Erwin is down. We need to have direction map south if we want to get out here alive. So I'm going to risk it and I'm going to risk it and go to the other side here.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get myself KO'd, but so attack of opportunity AC is 13 for me. And
they've already used their attacks of opportunity for the round, so they don't attack you, which is really weird for swarms. But oh well.
Yeah. So I move 30 feet, and then I'm just going to cast magic missile to Pios. So do you just want me to
okay
or not?
Yeah, just roll the d4.
So 4. So did I kill it? Or kill one?
You definitely you see your missile lance through somebody's dome, and he goes a little cross-eyed as he falls over. But the soldiers don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon.
Okay, Papa Paul. We need to get our act two together and begin to try to get to as south of here as possible.
So is that all then?
Yep.
Okay, so this guy will go here and take out those two. That guy should be gone. Goodbye, guy. This troop is going to 5-foot step, which does not provoke, into Pogue and Emeritus's square, and try to hit. Who do we hit? We probably hit the one that's actually hit us. We're going to attack Pogue.
I hit somebody?
Yeah, you stabbed somebody. You got a 26.
I was riding on a troll's back.
And then probably got pitched off. And attack. Does that hit you?
That hits me. Wait.
That much damage.
Just double check. Yeah, I don't have an AC bonus. So.
Okay.
All right. 8. Okay.
Then I think I have another one. Why, yes, I do. This one is going to occupy the same space as, and this will provoke. It'll occupy the same space as Emeritus and Lucia. So if you guys want to go ahead.
Non-lethal again, right?
Yeah, it's non-lethal.
Okay.
It provokes from Emeritus, it provokes from Lucia. That does hit.
Now, do you guys get flanking?
They do not.
Because I'm over on the other side of them?
But there's also 30 guys in the square, so these guys can't be flanked.
Well, all right.
Nice.
Max damage all the way around. Okay, so math. Okay, duly noted. Donald, you get a chance to attack too.
Okay, so what happened to everyone around me?
They're still there. These guys have just moved into your squares.
So, is it look like we are going to be captured alive just using my character common sense in this moment.
Yeah, you've seen a bunch of people been like they're knocking them out and teleporting them out of the mine.
So it looked like if the compadres around me, if we try to flee, we're going to be knocked out for sure.
Yeah, it's like you get the feeling these guys want you alive.
Okay, so I looked at the other party members' face. Are they trying to escape south with me as well?
Well, Emeritus just hit somebody for max damage. I can't really answer that one as much as everybody else can.
And so what does everyone's facial expressions as I look at them? I'm just trying to figure, should I continue fleeing south or be captured with the rest of you if you are going to be captured? So what are your facial expressions at the current moment?
Pissed.
Okay, besides this, so you're still want to get out here alive. And then Papa, what's your overall expression?
Poe's got 2 different facial expressions.
So, Papa, so what is your facial expression? I'm thinking you want to get out of here still.
Yeah, he's probably like pissed and ready to fight, and probably a little bit like conflicted looking.
He definitely just domed somebody with a mace and then they caught fire and died. So I would definitely say
So
so
we are going to make our last stand if possible. And
Well, great, if that's what you're asking, but these hordes keep trying to get back to you. Like, fight.
okay, go to head south down a bit more. So where is my other token? So attack of opportunity on this board. Yeah, army.
Did you just move? It's not your turn to move. It's it's their turn. They moved into your square. I said that instead of using his attack of opportunity, 25.
No, use your attack of opportunity.
I believe in you.
You mean there's no such thing as a runaway of opportunity?
I think swashbucklers get something like that.
Mm.
Would you like to take your attack of opportunity, Donald?
Sure. I'm going to probably miss with my dagger, but
Oh, you never know.
Use your miscellaneous death scythe thing.
I cannot use a scythe. I'm not proficient with the weapon.
I mean, you can use it. You just take a neg. I believe.
Yeah, it's a negative, and then probably going to miss anyway. It's like a -4 if you're not proficient with a weapon, and then -2 for size difference, I believe. So anyway.
All right.
So I'm going to wildly aim at one of the soldiers with my dagger and miss.
You do indeed. They're going to attack Emeritus because Emeritus did max damage, and we don't like that. Plus that. Okay. I will roll to confirm. Well, no, we don't confirm natural 20s. That happens.
Hold on.
So you take double whatever this is in non-lethal, Sarah.
Wait,
8 non-lethal.
What's timely inspiration do?
Timely inspiration, if they would fail a save skill check or attack roll, maybe. Saves and skill checks for sure, though. You can give them a
Okay.
roll, I believe, or you can roll for them, one or the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is your damage there. There's both take.
They do, or all three of us do.
Cast for level 20, geez. Okay, so at the end of their turn, this one is for Pogue and
So first one's 6 for Pogue and somebody. An 8.
Wait, am I taking both of those?
Yeah, you take both of those. So Emeritus took 14 non-lethal, and then Hug takes 6, and Lucia takes 8.
Like the total of this is enough to knock me out.
Okay, so
Anyone else?
So
Not yet.
if I remember how non-lethal hit points, non-lethal damage, is it points that the non-lethal needs you to pass to kill you, pretty much?
Yeah, like once you would take enough for your hit point total, it knocks you out.
Okay, so current total then. Cool. So
Correct.
I am alive and kicking still. Two more damage, and I'm going to be knocked out.
Fair enough. So you guys all, Emeritus goes down, and as he does so, somebody grabs him roughly by the collar and says something in whatever language we say spell components in, and he teleports him out.
Most common it would be a draconic, unless caster use another language.
Something like that. So since we're still in combat, these dice rolls will be standard actions, and since we're split up, time is officially wibbly wobbly. It goes to Sarah. Sarah, make a perception check. Clean out my board so I can move the player tab easier. Okay, Sarah. You come to in a dimly lit room. The board is what is there. There's a couple of Kadiran soldiers standing by a door. You are stripped of your gear. You are stripped of your robes. You are standing in your small clothes. You don't have your holy symbol, unholy symbol. The thing you cast spells with, you don't have it. Watch you do.
I do not hear Sarah. Am I supposed to? Oh, okay.
I look at them both. I say, I demand to know what you want with me. With an intimidating check.
With an intimidate check. Okay. That is a decent intimidate check, Sarah. Oh, I see. That is, well, it's still not the worst thing in the world. Where's that one? Okay. So, to do plus that first one and second one. They glare at you.
Surely you have something to say.
They surely say nothing.
Alright, let's see.
Since we're still in combat, we're going to go ahead and bump the initiative. And we will go to Joe.
I
and
never
we'll
have
have
to take a turn.
Make a perception check. Oops. Okay, hang on. I am terrible. We will go back. Wait, no, yeah, you did. You totally did. You healed yourself.
No, that was before.
And then it went to Donald, who moved, and then it went to them, and then now it's on Sarah. Unless I'm missing something.
Sarah. Oh,
yeah.
All right. I think I guess. Okay.
Okay, so Joe, make a perception check.
Why am I so squat? What's going on?
Why are you so squat? The better question is, where is your board? You stand in. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, you as well have been stripped of your armor, your spell components. Those are all my feet, like a muzzle around you, to where if you open your mouth a little, it would like snaps you shut. Also, all the magical oven mitts, but that's the end of your hand. just kind of like glowering at you.
Okay. mm, mm, I think
Why this is? I am picturing him being in something close to a straitjacket at the current moment, being a troll in a straitjacket.
there we are. I'm back.
Okay.
It died again.
That's okay. Did you hear everything I said though?
You said I'm in the corner and I've got oven mitts on.
Oven mitts and a
Yeah, and a muzzle.
magical mullet. You've got a magical sweet lady's hair.
Nice.
But what do?
Why am I so squat? That's what I need to know. Okay. What do I do? Oh yes, I was going to make a Arcana check. The question being, is this effect that's on me at the moment, is that a permanent thing, or is that could this go away? Could I eventually be free of these oven mitts and this muzzle? The first question.
Yeah, you get the feeling you could be. You don't have the ability to do it, but like you get the feeling it's something like magical manacles. You just don't have the like magical key, as it were, to do something.
Okay. And so the guards are just standing in the corner looking at me?
Yeah. I should probably also say that Ennerling and Emeritus both have full hit points.
Full or 4?
Full.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get full, I'll just roll a d4 secretly now. All your non-lethal damage is removed.
Alright. Go.
Is there anything else you wanted to do, Jeff?
I'm just gonna roar at him. I'm just gonna yell at him. Just
Okay.
random shit. There we go.
Okay. Let's see what happens. First guy.
Oh shit! Nice.
Well, guy.
I am tempting to demoralize them.
The first one is certainly demoralized. One of them like just stares at you unfazed, but the other one like his knees start to shake a little bit, and he says something in Kelish. And now we will switch back to the battlefield, and we will go to Van. Oh, where is my battlefield map? I need to delete all these maps I'm no longer using. You guys go here. I go there. All right, Van, you're on.
All right, so am I the only one left?
I think Lucy is still with you.
Okay, so right to my east, is there a door there?
Let me zoom in. I'm not entirely sure what this random mind map has. Yeah, sure. We'll say there's a door.
All right, so I'm pretty convinced that I'm going to get screwed out in the open. So I want to run and hide.
Okay.
I think. At least, so try to get into there. So if I move, first thing is they have attack of opportunity, is that right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
And dice. Perfect. Does that hit you?
Miss.
Sweet.
Okay. So I come back here and what kind of stealth check do I need to make, or can I, to that make sure they can't find me?
You would need to like shut the door, but that doesn't take any kind of action. You just like shut the door, roll stealth.
Okay. Does that include my
Good
bonus?
lord.
16
Oh, man.
plus
Plus 15.
And I don't even know, honestly, my skill check. So it might, otherwise it's 33 for my luck.
Okay.
What are the chances I slip
So,
away in
yeah,
the...
you shut.
Okay.
Is that all yet?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I've got to try and hide, like, I don't know exactly what the room looks like, with the intent of running away if that's like next turn, I guess, right?
Okay, yeah, sure. So then,
Right.
if that is all, then we go to Donald.
Okay, so going to do a perception check to see what I hear going on around me. To be more precise, so do I hear, besides more troops coming in?
You can do the sounds of battle are starting to fade. The explosions still come, but they come like less and less frequently, and the intervals are spaced out as they do so. You hear less and less the sounds of people like fighting and screaming, and more the sounds of just like booted feet. You hear a door shut, so like you get the feeling somebody escaped the troops and went into that little I don't know, just like random mine detritus room, we'll call it. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so,
And now like all of the soldiers are looking at you.
okay, I'm going to signal for them to hit me so they can capture me alive.
Okay.
It looks like this is a losing fight, and something is going to happen once I get a prisoner. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so are you telling me that you surrender?
Yes. Yeah, so I will let them attack me elsewhere. So being a POW, surrender. That's
Okay. Do you want to like make that in some kind of check, or do you want to just like say I surrender and walk into the guys?
Let's see, would be a diplomacy check to signal attack me. I'm going to be a willing POW for the time being. So
Yeah, sure, that works.
Diplomacy check using nonverbal words. So 11.
Okay. Let's grab us a d20. Yeah, that happens.
Okay.
I'll say in like a sudden like burst of knowledge, you hear in Cheliax somebody behind the Kadiran line just like, no, don't attack her, she's nobility. And they open up to let you in, and you don't know who's standing behind them, but you like vaguely recognize the individual as like a member of the Cheliax, like not house through by any stretch of the word at all, but like a house lower than yours.
Okay.
And
Okay, so I go and emerge in the crowd to be protected as a POW status.
all right.
Pogue hears this and goes, fucking bitch.
Fucking bitch.
You don't know I surrounded. You would probably hear they attacked me.
Well, I hear that. I hear the don't.
You hear somebody talking in Cheliax, yeah.
Well, and I speak Chelish, so I hear the don't attack her. She's nobility.
Okay, the Cheliax
I'm going to put up a fight, probably being a poet in the area. I am not going to get it out of I'm going to get out of here alive, and then let them attack me.
Okay, so like I said, the Chelish wizard, he holds his hand out to you and asks you to take his hand.
Okay, I do that and put up a show for noise for Poe to convince him that I am trying to escape, but probably fail due to the number.
Okay, so you take his hand, and do you consent to be teleported?
Yes.
Then you are teleported out, and it goes to me.
Mhm.
I know Pogue went in the room. I don't know where Pogue is in the room. So what we're going to do...
Wait a minute. With the 33, you know that I was in the room?
I mean, they know, like, they heard the door shut. Stealth doesn't make you, like, just... It's not Skyrim. You don't crouch down and are gone. But they don't know,
I
like...
know that.
They just don't know where in the room you are. That's just the last, like, hint they have. So we'll ride the 35 as these two enter the room and roll their absolutely terrible perception checks.
If they
Everyone
roll their perception, they would eventually get an actual 20 yet.
They do not see you at all. They begin overturning tables and like barrels full of stuff, and they just nobody sees you. What else can I do?
Here, then.
You're out of here. So we'll grab this guy. Lucy is off the board. Emeritus is off the board. These two go back. This guy will move down here too. These guys are all going to just like begin forming up. Rip. And rip. I think that's everybody, right? Okay, then we go back to Sarah.
All right, I am in a belt with 2 guards. What can I do? Oh crap! I hit the backspace or the go back button because they're on my mouse for some reason.
Yeah, since you hit roll 20.
I'm fucking done. Oh, and now it's not loading. That's cool. Alright, I'll just have to use my imagination.
Welcome to Pathfinder.
I'll start. Papa Emeritus will start pacing the room. Well, this does give me the alone time that I was looking for to sit and think. Although there are 2 people watching me, and that's kind of not good for thinking space, but it may have to do for now.
So am I hearing no actions? You just sit and think?
What's the like door situation? Is it like just sitting open or?
No, it is not sitting open. You don't get to pull the trapdoor thing like you did in my last game. The door is shut. You assume it is locked. You're not sure why the guards are on your side, but like you definitely assume you're a prisoner.
Is there a trapdoor though, Tommy? Is there a trapdoor?
Make the perception check. There are absolutely positively 0 trapdoors in this room.
Damn it, okay. Oh, Donald says there is a hidden door among one of these walls.
If playing
you can only open it by hitting your head against it as hard as you can.
If I'm playing Skyrim for 600 hours, I know every single prison have a hidden door somewhere. But that is using outside game knowledge, not in character knowledge.
Outside of game knowledge from an entirely different game.
Yes. There's always a hidden door, always a hidden DM door somewhere.
It's like going to algebra class and you start talking about the Napoleonic Wars like it's supposed to mean something. Do you do anything, Sarah?
I will use this time to just sit and think for a little while because it doesn't seem like these guards are responding to my provocations, and it doesn't seem like I can easily just like walk out of here. So perhaps fate is giving me a chance to sit and think about life.
Fair enough. In that case, we will pass to Joe.
Okay.
What do?
Well, I'm going to make an intimidate check on the other guard, or on the guard that's been shaken. And I guess I'm going to use, this time I'm not going to try and demoralize him, this time I'm going to try and increase his opinion of me. And I'm going to like,
All right.
threaten him like manacles. I'm going to tear your throat out if you don't tell me what's going on. Shit.
Well,
Uh-oh.
how do I want to flavor this? I don't.
Uh-oh.
He reverts back to no longer being shaken. You nat 1. What are you going to do? I'll let it hang over your head for a little while. Yeah.
Oh, those are worse. Watch out.
Sarah would know.
Okay, that is all.
Okay. I forget who's next. I haven't looked at the initiative notepad file.
Me?
Van is next. To answer your question, Van, this is definitely escapable. It's just super hard.
Okay.
That I said.
Capable. All right.
We'll ride that stealth check until you try to do something. Stealth and then roll again.
Would sneaking out here and running?
Yeah, that would require another spell check, especially if you try to start running.
Well, or, trying to So are they looking for me, or are they just like, we're done?
They're like actively tearing the room apart looking for you, but
Right,
like
so
there's
I
so
need to
many
get
of
out
them, it's like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, essentially.
Okay. So then I am gonna try and get out here or come down in, whatever sneaky way I can.
Okay.
So I'll need to roll again.
Yeah, roll another stealth check.
And if I need to, do I have to say I'm using a hero point before after? Or...
You have to declare. Well, if you want to use a hero point to re-roll a d20, you have to say it before after the roll, but before the result is revealed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I can roll and then decide. Is that
right.
what I'm hearing? Okay. 26.
Do you want the 26 to ride?
Just looking to see. Wish I knew.
Wish you knew what?
If it was including my, because it's either 26 or 28.
Depending on whether or not it's fate's favored.
No, well, it's a skill check, but I can't tell by looking at it because it just says plus 15.
I see. So what's your dex mod? 20? Or dex score is 20, rather. Jesus.
My dex score is 20.
So 20 dex, that's a 5.
Yeah,
1 rank in stealth?
Yeah.
So
Also,
6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's a bonus for being small. I forget what that bonus is.
Plus 4.
Plus 4? 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 2 makes 15. Yeah, okay, we got it.
Okay, so that's included in it then.
Right.
It is large and closet side that you have a penalty to stealth then.
Okay, so that is including my.
That is
Wait a minute,
including Fate's favorite, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. I guess I will stick with.
Stick with 26.
You know, I'll roll it. What the fuck?
All right.
We'll see how the gods.
How the gods give you in that one, you have to keep.
30. All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough. So we're going there. Okay, so 3 opposed rolls. First one. Not at all. Nope. And nope. Okay, yeah, you're great.
Oh, they were never going to be able to do it the first one anyway. Unless they nat 20'd.
Unless they nat 20'd.
Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 off the map.
Okay, understood.
So
I will
I'm out of there.
dig another map up, and I should have made more random maps. I didn't realize your stealth score was so amazing. Let's go to Donald. Donald, make a perception check.
I'm a halfling thief. What did you think?
Any race that have a small size bonus and go into a rogue class to get that nice stealth bonus, it is normally expected to have a high stealth bonus like that.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to increase your stealth even more, then just go with the goblin and traits to get like a stealth at first level.
No one, so
5, you know you don't have your spell book or your spell components or your weapons, but other than that, like, you retain hands are not bound. You're sitting at the really long, like what you saw when you were greeted by Mustafa, really long for dinner. There is a figure also looks like a member of like a member of the nobility.
People it is picture. It has the modifier of being a noble as well, or the knowledgeable. So
that's knowledge and ability there. Okay, yeah, that is Zerbistes the second. He is the satrap of Qadira. He still answers to the Empire, but like as House Thrun is in Cheliax, so too in Qadira, this guy is completely in charge.
Okay.
The only person more powerful than him from where he is sitting is the Emperor himself. What do?
So he's waiting for me to talk. Okay, so I introduce yourself. You probably know who I am, I would assume. And if he say yes or no, then I would probably introduce myself as of my person and house.
Okay, as you do so, he nods and smiles and like extends his arms in like a wide greeting as he walks over to you from the table. He takes your hand and he kisses it, and he says he knows exactly who you are. And in case you were not aware, my name is Zerbistes II, satrap of Qadira, and like all these other titles he lists off.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
As he gets like closer, you can see like his each of his fingers probably has like 2 or 3 or 4 gold rings with like humongous gemstones set in them. There, he's wearing super fine silk robes and a silk turban with a really big ruby sat in the front of it. This guy like screams opulence essentially as he approaches you.
Yeah, I am impressed by his retirement. Well,
he tells you that he's happy that you willingly surrendered, and his mages, or rather the mages in service to him from Cheliax, brought because they wanted to make you a deal. Well, not they. He made you a deal. That he just kind of like he gets a little nervous as he says it, and his words kind of like trip over one another a little bit. Well, make a sense motive check, actually, would you?
Okay, so it's probably not going to be all that high, but having a +4 modifier helps a bit. I think I know what deal he wants to make, so 11 for sense motive.
Okay, so as he begins to talk, like I said, his words trip over one another. He starts to blush a little bit, and you believe it to be entirely genuine. That like he is nervous as he asks you to marry him, and if you're willing to marry him, he's willing to. He will forgive you of all your past transgressions. You will live out the rest of your life in the lap of luxury in brain farting name of capital of Qadira in Kathir. You'll live in the palace. You'll have all the best food and all of this stuff. If you'll just simply marry him.
So what are the exact terms of the marriage exactly?
He just kind of looks bashfully at you,
Besides,
like waiting for a response.
Besides being your wedded wife. What?
Some kind of knowledge check. He's not answering.
So that's the knowledge nobility to figure out what role I would have if I say yes. Yes, I am playing her up this way.
Having your cake and eating it too. Welcome to playing a female character.
Yes, it is not that often I get to play female characters to their fullest. So 25.
25. Knowledge what?
Nobility to figure out, to know what my duties would be if I say
okay,
yes.
So you know the satrap of Qadira traditionally, even when before Taldor conquered Qadira, Qadira was part of the Padishah Empire of Kalesh, which is the continent over, like it's just a little like client state of this vast, rich empire. And you know that yearly Zerbistes would send like his quote unquote wives across the empire to the old emperor for whom he served as like tribute in exchange for his autonomy. Present day, Taldor pretty much leaves him alone as long as he and stuff, but you assume you would probably join them.
Let's see.
Women in Qadira aren't necessarily like stripped of power. Like you wouldn't like lose your status, especially because you're a member of a noble house, Cheliax. But you would it might be a little harder to pursue a career as a spellcaster, and it would certainly be a lot harder to like leave the capital and go questing for all these big fancy necromancy books when you're tied down to a palace.
If I say yes, there's going to be some very tight restrictions. If I want to have my freedom to do what I want in the world, are you willing to accept that I'm not going to be pleased being a part of your group as your wife? I am going to be I have goals to pursue in life still, and I don't mind having a place to call home. Are you willing to allow me to be adventurous still and help aid in ending the rebellion with the Dawnflower group?
Did you just say you wanted to help the rebellion still?
No. Aid,
okay.
aid in the ending of the rebellion. So
you're changing sides. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I want to end it, whether they succeed, fail, whichever comes first. I still have a promise to make.
Man, it's just blowing.
Yeah.
Make a diplomacy check.
Let's see, my character being a Pam, that would be difficult for her. So 24 for asking more
24, okay.
More freedom to not to be, let's say, be part of the harem, but be more have the freedom to do what I want, and not be tied down exactly.
Okay. He crits. Okay. This is not the time when I need to be rolling natural 20s. I need to roll natural 20s to find a halfling, not to do this. So he crits his save. As you begin saying this, he starts looking like he goes from being all abashed and nervous and stuff to like he begins to like stand up to his full height and start to look down on you. And you finish what you say, and it gets really awkward. The silence hangs for a few seconds. He claps his hands twice, like he puts his hands like to the side of his face and just clap, clap. And so I'm not going to bring the tokens in unless you decide to resist. But 4 guards enter the room. Their swords are drawn. And in Kelish, the satrap says, "Take her away. Do you want to resist?"
I'm going to let them take me and leave me where they go.
Okay.
Let's
go back to the
It's
mine.
going to be futile.
You will be assimilated. Well, he tried to assimilate you. All right. Where is the mine?
Sorry.
There's the mine.
Having my character freedom away to do her wizardly stuff, no, she's not going to like that offer.
Not ready to retire yet.
No. Not
All
unless if I can dominate his mind and make him my own to control him the way I want to, then maybe I would say yes then. But at this level, no.
Yeah. So I'm going to give these 3 troops one more perception check to try to find Van. First one. Second one. And third one. And you get away. Yeah, sweet. I officially have to find a new map. Woo! Let's go back to Sarah. Sarah, make another perception check.
I can do Theater of the Mind for...
I might... Oops, Sarah was muted, or unmuted, but I was not. I might put you just at the top of the mine and, oh, look, it's repeating, haha. But you're obviously going somewhere. You're not stuck in like an infinite loop of you will go in the plot device. No plot devices here. But, oh, Sarah did roll perception, okay. So, Sarah, you see a little, like, black mote of dust about, like, 6 inches away from your face begins to shimmer. And then, where's the mini? I have 2 minis. Don't cost money like they do in real life. It's a little bit in front of your face. Anywhere near that. To identify it, we would need a knowledge. All right, so I had the GM and brain farting the name of this guy, but basically you're looking at the lowest rank of hellspawn that could be like belched forth from the 9 layers of hell. It has the upper body of like a fat, gross, sweaty baby. And from the waist down, it's a fly. It's got like these wings that are beating, barely support its height. And like it gets right up in your face. And as it gets in your face, this really gross forked tongue comes out of its mouth. And it lands like, not necessarily like up your nose, but it like boops you on the nose with its tongue. And as it does so, you hear a voice speaking infernal begin to just berate you about why you haven't quelled the rebellion and why you were found aiding them, and just like coming down on you. You can obviously tell that it is not the devil speaking to you. Matter of fact, like you would know that these guys oftentimes are used, they can record information and then play it back to their masters. That's essentially what's going on here. What do you do?
Oh, let me think. What I want to do. For now, till I decide what I want to do with my life, I'm gonna say that I'm trying to earn their allegiance and make them comfortable around me. And then once they're comfortable around me, I will betray them.
That sounds like a bluff check if I've ever heard one.
It sure does. I'll own up to that. Oh boy.
This is interesting to see this side of Papa dealing with devils, being a priest, believing in a devil.
Here we go.
That's not too bad. Let me bring him up here. I think I'm an accuser devil. I'm terribly unprepared. The moral of this story is remember what your monsters are when you make them on something else. Yeah, this is me. So my sense motive is nil, really? Wow. Okay. So I add my wisdom, which is this. Here we go. Yeah, okay. The little fat fly baby thing like flaps its wings and buzzes, and the tongue like rolls back awkward like a. I know this reference means nothing to you, Sarah, but like Toad from X-Men in the animated series from the 90s, just kind of like back into its mouth. It continues to like buzz there, waiting patiently as it stares at you, and we will go to Joe.
Okay. I'm here.
The door flies open, and as it does so,
Pun intended?
pun not intended, the door sprouts wings and no, it's a door elemental, actually. In walks the man who does not occupy that square. The man who...
It's right on top of his friend.
Stop being scared! Stands like right in his face, starts chewing him out. Yeah, that's canon. That happens. But you recognize him as the man who is guarding the bridge when you cross the border. He's still dressed in like really like glossy and elegant scale mail with like gold filigree all over it. He approaches you and he tells you that he's very sorry that things at the bridge happened the way they did, and perhaps you and he got off to a bad start. He goes to like extend his hand, but then he realizes A, you can't shake his hand, B, you might maul him to death if he tries. And then he puts it back awkwardly and he introduces himself. He says his name is General Hassan and he leads his forces.
Okay,
He bows.
I blink at him.
He looks a little taken aback, but he says that like he understands your response given everything that's happened and how unfortunate everything's been, stuff like that. He tells you that he has sought you out because you and he had discussed, had you rooted out the rebels, a position in Kadir's military, and he's here to offer you a position in his elite bodyguard. You know, in Taldor, it's pretty common practice for like elfin warriors looking to make a buck. They'll leave the lands of the kings and they'll come down to Taldor and like the Vikings would do in for the Byzantine Empire.
Guard.
Yeah, you got it. Basically, he's offering you a position like that. He tells you that like you will be handsomely rewarded. You will become more wealthy than you ever could in the lands of the Lenorm kings, let alone working for a rebellion that will be crushed anyway.
Mm.
Is what you say to him?
No. That's not what I say to him. Okay. No, I'm gonna look him like straight in the eyes and just tell him, no, I will not.
He gets kind of like a smile, like he's smiling at like somebody beneath him. He like it wipes off his face pretty fast as he realizes what he's doing, and he bows and he says he understands your decision. And he leaves the room, but we do not have him selected. Now we do. Goodbye, guy. Let's go to Van. Van, you don't have to be done. You did a good thing. Well, no, not good as in alignment, but you did a thing that like I'm not going to necessarily not reward you for. You did successfully escape. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you and we're going to put you, because I don't have another map prepared for this place, right about, pretend the water is not water and pretend it is a passage going down. And you start there. There are no soldiers around you. What do you do?
Okay, so this is a passage now.
Yeah, and assume assume there's a ladder there.
Okay. Can I see anything, or is it pitch black?
Make a perception check.
Make a perception check to tell me whether it's pitch black or not.
No, it is not pitch black. You can see stuff.
I can see everything, as a matter of fact, for miles.
Yeah, your eyes suddenly gloss over and you see just all across Galarion. What you do see is in front of you, about 10, 15 feet in front of you, you hear this awkward half sneeze, half cough that someone tries to stifle, but they fail to do so, and you see the shimmering of an invisible figure lean forward. It's about the same size as you.
Okay.
Well, you got a natural 20. I'll just go ahead and say Mercutio ends his invisibility.
Right.
And he approaches you and he says he's really happy that you got out, and he wants to know if there's anybody behind you.
Nobody but guards.
Nobody but guards. He kind of he gets a little downtrodden as you say this, and he says, yeah, he expected as much. He assumes he knows other members of the rebellion escaped as well. There's your money. Go, buddy. He basically just he tells you in the chaos he's lost his dog, he's lost pretty much everybody. He wants to know everything you know.
I tell him, I say, last I heard, the Cheliax nobility was making a deal with the bad guys, just like her.
He chuckles.
And, but I don't know what happened to the other two. I heard the troll disappear, or just vanish from. He fell, and then I don't know what happened to the other one in the crowd. So
he nods. He gets a little he processes the information, and he tells you that he's not entirely sure. He could be wrong, but he knows of a prison. It's about as far under the earth as you guys are now, but it's deeper in Qadira. It's you guys are a day in. This is almost on the border with Kazmaron. That's on the other side of the nation. Mercutio's been there before. He's been captured more than one occasion. He's also had the ability to worm his way out, and he assumes if the Qadirans are taking prisoners, they're probably taking the prisoners there, because he assumes that's the most secure place in Qadira to take them.
Right.
He tells you he has one more. He looks down at his boots and he kicks them together, and he says, "These are probably good for one more charge today. If you'd like, we can go there and see what we can do about getting our friends free. Of course, it will be incredibly dangerous, but it's no more dangerous than around here." And to put an accent on what he's saying, the ground begins to shake as the place continues to be shellacked. A little bit of detritus falls from the ceiling.
So why are they taking prisoners? Why don't they just kill us?
Mercutio isn't sure. He says that he knows there's a lot of people all across Galarion have come here, so the satrap might have it in his head he can ransom prisoners back to other places across the land. He maybe he knows Lucia is some kind of nobility, isn't she? Maybe he's trying to add her to his harem, and he chuckles about it.
Yeah.
He's not entirely sure what's going on, but
so
just
do you
stuff
have
like that.
anything to help us get them out? Anything to help with the deception, or the ability to get in and out? I don't know anything about this place, but one of these times I'm going to get unlucky sneaking, and they're going to find me.
Mhm.
And then if they throw me in, how do I get back out?
He begins to like fumble through his the sack he's carrying around. Roll percentage dice, would you?
Okay.
Let's see just how lucky you are.
Jesus. It's not very.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. He begins throwing out like broken potion bottles, hats that you assume are hats of disguise, and he pulls one out, tries one on, it kind of like flickers a little bit, and for a second he looks like a fat gnomish woman, and he throws it off and he like kicks it angrily. He says that the only thing he can help you with is he can go with you himself. He taps his sling staff against the wall, and like I said before, the bottom of it has been sharpened to resemble like a wooden lance.
Okay.
He says without his dog, without Stavian, he's a lot less like effective as he could be. After all, an Eagle Knight without his mount is, and he like trails off and sighs about it. You can tell he's pretty beat up about this.
So
But,
what do these boots do? I ask him.
He tells you, I'm trying to say it without metagaming it. He tells you that they allow him to teleport. They only work to hell with it. Their boots to teleport. They have one charge left today.
So how far away is this place?
He says it's he assumes it's the right place, and like he's almost positive he's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the other side of Kadira. It's several weeks' journey across the desert, but you can get there. And then he like clicks his heels together.
It's well, wait. If we do that, then how do we get back out?
He, as you ask him this, the area is shellacked again, and more like detritus falls. You can hear boots coming up from behind you.
All right.
He says he doesn't know, but like you need to come up with an idea right now. Like we need to either. He tells you he's out of potions of invisibility as well, so we either need to find a place to hide right now, or we need to teleport out of here right now.
How far are we from the rest of the people? Where's Mustafa?
He has no idea. He and Mustafa were together for a little while, teleported somewhere else. He tells you before Mustafa joined the Cult of the Dawnflower, he was an exceptionally powerful arcanist. He has like the control of the multiverse at like his fingertips, essentially. So Mustafa could be any number of places right now. For all Mercutio knows, Mustafa is already at this prison trying to get people free.
Okay.
He could be deeper in the mine. He could be anywhere.
Does he have... Mercutio, do you have a way to reach Mustafa to tell him where we are?
He shakes his head.
Shakes his head no?
Yeah, shakes his head no. I guess I should have specified.
All right. So when I say go, take us there. Ready? And then Pogue at the top of his lungs yells, Mustafa, we're leaving. Come find us.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Mercutio puts his hand on your shoulder.
Yep.
He doesn't. Yeah, nobody responds. Well, you probably hear like Kadir and soldiers just in Kalish, just there they are, and they start like storming your direction.
Great. Go.
Mercutio clicks his heels together. Let's go to. Let's actually.
We better not teleport straight into a prison.
I won't roll the percentage dice. You actually teleport to the plane of fire. You're dead now.
Right.
Roll a d6. We get that. Okay.
Me?
So, no, this isn't for you. This is for
you are.
my decisions. Where are we? We are here. We go here. It goes to Donald's initiative, and I will grab a token. I have way too many tokens. Where are you, Donald? Here you are. You are thrown roughly into a cell. Like you fall on your knees. You like probably roll a little bit. They slam the door shut. Emeritus is communing with an accuser devil, and kind of like it sits there buzzing awkwardly, waiting for him to reply.
I like the accuser devil job. It's good to see a friendly face. So how are you faring?
It's grotesque, like bubbly baby fly death face looks over at you and gurbles a little bit. Though in hindsight, I think he may have been talking to you, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. I'm just talking to you. So, Papa. So, how are you faring?
How am I what now?
How are you doing? My day isn't going as well as I planned. I had a man offered me a position in a harem of his. The atrocity being such a man under a man controlled like that.
I'll awkwardly say I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I am at least alive. So the rest of the group, do you know where they are, or is it safe to say at least the other two are captured somewhere else?
I would assume so. You're the only person from our group that I've seen so far.
So how long have you been in Cheliax before?
How long have I been in here, GM?
Make a perception check. Time is a little wibbly wobbly since we've moved around as much as we have. We'll say you're not entirely sure because you don't have anything to like you don't see the sun or a clock or anything in between to position time. But you know you had to have been out long enough to have you definitely you hurt as you move. You are covered in bruises, but you get the feeling a couple hours have passed for both of you. There was probably a little bit of time that you guys were knocked out.
Papa, we really should try to figure a plan to get out of here somehow. If we can, we still have our designated job to do, and I hint at what you know in the infernal tongue.
The Kaderan soldiers continue to just glare at you two, and the accuser devil just is happy to be fat and gross and flapping his little fly wings.
I trust the accuser devil is treating you quite well. Papa, so to you, so is the devil treating you well?
What's that now?
Oh, the devil feel. Is it treating you well? And what is the purpose of it being here? I haven't seen a devil this far east, so I'm curious why they have it here.
I explained that he's just checking in on me.
Okay.
Make a knowledge of the planes check, Donald, would you?
Okay, so let's see. So add the appropriate modifiers on top of that as well, due to the archetype and my knowledge of devils as well. So
Okay, so you know accuser devils are the messengers of hell. They can record up to 24 hours or so worth of information, and they can pass it on to anybody just by contacting them. You get the feeling this thing was sent here as a messenger from Cheliax to commune with Papa Emeritus.
I might believe the killer devil business is done with you soon enough.
You aren't sure.
Oh. It seems it's just
Like I said, it's kind of just sitting there buzzing, almost like it's waiting for a fly.
Oh, okay.
You know, these things aren't particularly bright. It's not unintelligent, but it's as smart as average orc barbarian, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it.
Okay, so intelligence is 10 or below on average. Just
Ish.
say. I think the best course of action is we wait to see what happens.
Okay, then we will pass to... Well, Sarah, you're technically on the same initiative now. Do you want to do anything? Same thing.
I'll look over to the fly, and like dismiss it. Just say like you're dismissed. See if it goes away.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It goes away. It looks at you and it kind of like cocks its head to the side like a curious dog, and it buzzes and in a flash of smoke, it is gone. And now we shall pass to Joe. We go to the map, and boop. The guards still continue to, like, glare at you, Joe. Hassan is gone. The door slams behind him.
Okay, I will tell the guards I wish to leave.
Okay, they laugh at you.
Okay. No. Okay. I guess I can't move.
Oh, can you not move your token? I'm sorry.
No, I can't.
Oops. I forget I have to do that in roleplay. That token is officially controlled by all players. Everyone be nice to Joe's token. Except for Joe. Joe, do as you want.
So fucking weird. The fuck's going on?
I have
Why
no
does
idea.
it like, look at that. Look.
It's probably trying to conform. Oh, what am I doing?
Crazy.
I think I deleted. Oh, there it is. I have no idea. I can make it bigger. There we go.
There you
There we go.
Better.
That's normal.
The board's just weird.
Yeah. Okay. Go right here. Intimidate checking. Tell them I want to leave. Why can I not leave? Tell someone I want to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, eat my dick.
Damn it. Okay, yeah. Well, I can't necessarily just, like,
Goodbye.
poof. Okay, yeah, sure. You're free to walk around the prisoner hop, but we'll say by the natural 20, all of this restraining your claws and your bite fade away. You're not sure why, you're not sure how, but they just kind of like like a light bulb that like runs out of power. It just like flickers and buzzes, and poof, it is done.
Okay, I will act like nothing happened.
Bluff check.
Oh, okay.
Just take him down.
I mean, I don't have... Oh, yeah.
I'm looking to see if this guy has any ranks in sense. He does not have ranks in sense motive. And his yeah. And that goes off his wisdom, which in fact is 8. So first guy. Second guy.
Oh.
Okay. One of them, like, I don't want to say he's too busy, like, picking his nose to realize that, like, oh, wait, that guy's stuff is gone. But he just completely, like, does not realize at all you are capable of defending yourself, but the other one does. So we'll go ahead and say that, because we haven't done actions that consume time, we'll say that one of them is automatically combative, the one on right, on Enterling's left, is combative, the other one is not.
Okay.
Take
So what are
him.
you saying? Yeah, no, I know. So we're saying attacks?
Yeah,
So-
you are. If you choose to go combative, you can go combative because one of them is.
Okay, yeah, I will attack the one that is combative.
All right.
And just correct for my attacks. It's not. So I'm gonna have to roll that, man.
I keep looking over to see if you've rolled the attack roll. See that natural 20 just glaring, like, oh yeah, you got it. Then I see the -1. There's no, wait, never mind. A 19 does hit.
Damage is... That should be no damage. No, it's not. That actually should be 1 higher. That attack. D. Nice. That's my bite.
That does not tickle. Yeah.
much?
Gouts. Okay.
Uh, oh,
The other one is now combative.
okay. Second claw. Nope, not roll 54.
Roll 15, 40, 20. Jesus Christ.
1d20.
Uh, 16 does hit his flat-footed, yes.
That is 4 plus. And that is all 8 damage.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, yeah, he is definitely, like, he's not bleeding out on the floor, but you have rended the bejesus out of him. And we will pass to Van. Van, make a perception check.
I don't. Where am I even? Or is that the
Exactly.
perception
Make a
check?
perception check. I'll get you there.
Okay, hold on.
This officially became. Well, it's not unplanned. I always leave a little bit of room for player chaos, and I am impressed.
I'm doing perception.
Gotta grab a token.
14.
And
Oh, and I turned off my.
put you. I have no idea if you said anything because it all just sounds like buzzy robot. Where
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay. You find yourself in a really dimly lit dungeon. And by dungeon, I mean like a prison type thing, not just like that place where we find the dragons. You can hear what sounds like guards walking around the place, like, because it's really quiet. You hear like booted footsteps echoing across the place. But other than that, you don't hear or see anything really. Mercutio's with you. He looks as that this is the place. You obviously, like, I know you can see that entire board, but you probably see
Like 30 feet, 60, something like that. So, okay, so
it is. I just have no clue.
ask Mercutio, say, hey, so where do they keep them?
Roll a d4.
A D4?
Yeah. And that will be how many doors and stuff. There are 3 doors. I will mark them in terrible freehand right here. I probably shouldn't be drawing in black, but oh well. And right here. And right here. Well, you can't really see that one. I'll just do. There you go. 3 doors in the walls. They're made of solid wood, but there's a little hole about like head high to a human where there's like bars over a window so you could look in.
Oh, okay, so the black area here,
Yeah, those little black lines.
and probably rooms.
Right.
Hold up. Okay. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, right here is probably a room.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where I would love to have a familiar. So if I could jump up, I could look through the window.
Yeah. It's head high to a human.
Right.
Mercutio, like, he sees you like putting 2 and 2 together in your head, and he moves to the door and he puts his back against it and like he puts his hands together like as if he'll give you a boost if you want one.
Okay. So
Good.
yeah, I do that as stealthily as possible.
Okay, roll a spell check. Now roll percentage dice.
How the hell did I do that? I did that by rolling a 2.
Weird.
That's a little better. Oh.
A 94 is certainly pretty good, yeah. I was just going to put NPCs in there, but you rolled in the 90th percentile, so we'll say, Joe, make a perception check.
Okay, give me a second.
You see Pogue's face, like, pop up over the door. He is trying to be stealthy, but, like, he's standing on one foot as something is, like, holding him up to the door, so he's really shaky, and he probably, like, hits the door, and you hear it. And Pogue, you see Enterling, like, savaging Kadiran soldier. He's bleeding all over the place. Blood drips from Enterling's fangs and claws and stuff.
Okay, so what's it take to open up this door?
You are not sure because you have not tried.
I know, I meant what skill am I using?
Oh, that's
Disable device.
Disable device, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the door is locked.
Right. 14, did it work?
Yeah, sure. That's good enough. Let me grab the board. They are in this room. We'll put you... You are a square outside of, like, where you and Mercutio stand.
Just
You would
south
form
of-
a diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, like, right yonder. Yeah,
Okay.
just not in that square.
Right. Okay. Can I attack through the door? Yes.
I just realized I was muted for all that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I can't hear
Okay,
you,
so
Tommy.
I am terrible. The one on the right, the one that Joe has been savaging, he gets clawed and his face like turns down towards the door and he sees you and like a look of recognition like flies into his eyes. But the one on the left has no idea you're there.
All right. I'm gonna.
Either way, you've got the flank.
Right, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to go ahead and hit the one on the right.
Alrighty.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. That
No bonus.
So
for the
we're looking
flanking.
at essentially a 13. It doesn't hit.
Okay.
Is that all?
Not sure how much more I got to do.
You could like 5-foot step into the room if you wanted. We'll say you have that much time, or you could like move in acrobatics through. Mercutio has used all his actions. You have not.
Right. Okay. I'm going to stay where they are just because
Okay.
I am, so I'm not stuck in the middle of them.
All right. I know technically Donald is next, but since we're down to the last 15 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and go. Mercutio is becoming so useful that I'm probably going to have to throw together a character sheet for him. I know what he is. I know what he does. So, quick math. He adds this to his attack. He rolls, and he hits, and he does a small lance is that plus this much. Okay, so Mercutio, like, he flips his sling staff around in his hand, and he two-hands it like it's a lance, and he leans in, and he stabs the guard, and the lance, like, shrieks through the scale mail, and, like, bits and pieces of it fly all over if I can select him. And this guy collapses. This guy is going to... I don't even know. I'll roll a D... Mercutio is an NPC. He's immune. I'll roll evens odds to see who I attack. Evens is Enterling. So I attack Pogue.
All right.
Plus this many. Does that hit you?
No, not by a long shot.
Okay, fair enough. And he will 5-foot step back. And now we'll go to Donald and Lucia. Wait, that's Donald and Sarah. I am terrible.
So Do we hear any noises?
Roll percentage dice. Either one of you. First person who gets to it gets it.
13.
Okay,
Wait.
you don't hear like the sounds of combat you would expect to hear for like metagaming. Oh, Pogue is right nearby, haha. You don't hear any of that.
What?
Yeah. So,
Oh, the echo. Okay.
Sorry, someone had their mic on.
Oops.
Sarah, you rolled a 1d100.
Because I asked her to roll percentage dice.
Oh, okay.
She actually rolls a D100 in place of D20 on everything she does.
Oh, okay.
She
That's what
has
I
luck
get.
for the day. The floor belongs to you guys.
And Infernal. So what do you think the chances are of a jailbreak happening, or do you think we're just going to be in cell for a good amount of time?
Sorry, what?
I'm having problems hearing you as well.
Yeah, me too.
Papa, what do you think the chances are of us are going to be getting out of here? I would be speaking in Infernal.
I'll find Infernal, that we could probably get out of here, but it might be difficult. But
Neither one of you does not have his armor. Neither of you have your spell components / unholy symbol. So if you guys were to try to like get combative, you're like looking at non-lethal punching.
If we were to get out of here, we could talk to the guards superior to make our way back to our audience, but that's quite dangerous, as we are not prepared to fight. Thoughts how we are going to get out of here?
I've tried speaking to the guards, but they won't. They're
Okay.
unresponsive.
I will try my luck. Guard, can we talk to your superior officers? Your officer?
Sounds like a diplomacy check to me.
So let's see. So this guard, he is not above me in rank, so I don't get to add my modifier for it. So 23 to convince the guard to have a chat with the captain guard.
Okay. So first guy, second guy. Yeah, okay, you begin to speak to them and they quickly realize that they are out of their depth. They realize that you're like a member of the nobility and they are but peons. They look a little confused and they say that weren't you just with the satrap? You already talked to our superior. They look back and forth at each other, unsure of what they can do.
Let's see. Your guard captain.
They say the general? You want to talk to General Hassan?
Yes. Just to recall, the person we met on the bridge, did he give his name?
He did not. The only person who knows that many, it looks like Keegan Michael Key, in my opinion, and General Hassan, like that name connected to it, is Joe.
Okay, so yes, I would like to have a word with him.
All right, the door opens. Both of these guys walk out.
Okay. Papa, this is our chance to get out of here if we can convince.
They close the door and lock it.
Okay, so as they left, Papa, if we convince the general, we can get out of here with our gear and meet up with the rest of the party. Are you prepared to make what sacrifices we need to get out of here?
What kind of sacrifices are we talking here?
Such as fulfilling our purpose, what we came for, and help them if need be. I don't really like making more conflicts than I need to make.
The Asmodeans are conspiring together.
Yes, this is what happens when you get two Asmodeans together. They conspire together, or two people of the same faith. Papa? So are you prepared to make a deal so we can continue on doing what do.
If I must.
Do you guys have any
Yeah.
other actions you want to take?
Nope. We are ready to have the talk with the general when the time comes.
Okay, then we will bump it over. They can discuss the finer points of infernal law in the cell forever. Let's take it to Joe.
I had a thought. Infernal, I would probably think of it being some type of Latin or a very old Latin dialect.
Yeah. One more guard, Joe. He's backed up.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
like
We have 5
weapons
foot
drawn,
step.
getting away.
Okay.
He didn't invoke an opportunity attack from either of us when we moved?
He did
No.
not, because if you take a 5-foot step, which is you only get to move that one, but you move only one square, it does not provoke.
Oh, okay. I wasn't seeing the whole map. All right. Never mind.
An 18 does hit.
Okay. Should be
11 is the damage he does take.
then my claws.
Okay.
Where is... Okay. Yeah, okay, that's it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he does not have a fortification enchantment. You got it.
I don't want to do. Okay. Whatever damage is typed up here, double it.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm not going to do order of operations.
For sure.
Just now. Where is it? There's the damage.
So he takes 14.
Yep.
Okay, he is still kicking.
Alright, last claw. Oh, that's not how you spell roll.
You can also just do /R.
So, rough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, you got one. Let's say your claw, you lash out and it glances off the blade of his scimitar, and so you take you take that much damage.
Alright.
And then we go to that is not what I wanted.
Pogue?
One of the notepad. We go to it's Pogue's turn.
All right, Pogue. We'll go ahead and 5-foot step into the room.
Okay, that would put you. Gotta find the token. Token. Where is the token? Here's the token.
Right
Yeah,
there,
puts you
I
there.
think.
Right. So 5-foot step, you wouldn't be in range.
Right. So, can I take out a throwing knife and throw it at him?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So
Your base attack is greater than 1 now, so you can draw a weapon as part of the move action.
Is my base attack greater than 1?
No, I guess it would
Rogue.
be
Rogues have a slow
because
progression.
he went bard level and then rogue level, so his base attack is greater than 0.
Rogue than bard, yeah.
Yeah, so
So yeah, you'd be 0/0.
yeah, that's
So
fine.
can I do it?
It can be a move action. You're fine.
Or a swift action or something?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to throw. Did I hit him?
That does hit, and he does take that much damage.
Oh, wait a minute. And it's a 19, right? Oh no, never mind. It's a 13 plus 6. Never mind.
Yeah, I saw the
I'm good.
19. That's in your threat range.
This is in my crit range, or it's not?
No. The 19
No, I have
is,
to
yes,
roll
but
a 19.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
right.
Okay, so 3 points of damage.
Okay, so that's all.
Yep.
Him, he's gonna attack Enterling once, in theory.
That is Titan Defender.
That is Titan Defender. Okay. Mercutio is going to 5-foot step into the room. I can find his mini. Well, we'll find his mini if it becomes relevant. It probably won't become relevant. So
He's gonna step in like right there.
yeah, he'd like occupy the same square as you.
Okay.
Or he'd probably go like at that 90 degree between Pogue and Enterling, right like there. Anyway, he's gonna try to fire with the sling staff. And he definitely hits. So brain farting, what kind of damage that is? Probably this. The sling bullet bounces off the Gadirian soldier's head and he collapses.
Nice.
Do I have anything else to do on my turn? Yes, I do. So we'll call this last turn. We'll go to Meredith.
You're cutting out.
The door flies open the way of the door, so I can't the board. But the door opens. The man standing at the bridge when you guys cross is standing there, and he looks at you just like, you summoned me.
Yes, my partner. Yeah, we want to have a chat about gaining our freedom.
He wraps his fingers along the hilt of his scimitar and just looks at you with a like glower of contempt in his eyes.
Is there any possible way we can get out of here?
He continues just rapping against his scimitar.
Papa, do you want, Sarah, do you want to do anything?
You are welcome to do so.
I'll look at him and explain that it would behoove us greatly if we could be reunited with our companions as... what reason do I want to provide?
I am thinking you have your thing to do, and I have my thing to do, and we still need to do our job in the party. So I'm thinking being double agents, metaphorically and literally in a way. So would that be a good reason to help end the rebellion by being in the rebellion, so we can help them in a certain extent?
That sounds like a diplomacy check from Lucia to me, because saying this to Sarah is saying it to Emeritus as Lucia.
I am just thinking in my head. So would Sarah be okay with this? If I would assume we would have had talked about a plan.
But you hadn't. So, like, to say this, to relay this information, is to say it in character out loud so Hassan would hear you.
Okay, so let's see. So for the two, if he let us go, we can help him end the rebellion as agents.
That's a good idea. I'll explain to him that I am an oracle of Asmodeus, and I'm here. I was sent here to stop the rebellion. If you would please let me out, I could move this process forward. Diplomacy time.
Okay, so 28.
Donald, you were speaking while you did. Sarah, you too.
So.
I see it. Okay.
I would tell him, I'm a wizard, and I serve my own purpose, but I want to end this rebellion as quickly as possible. And also, I have a vendetta against certain individuals in the rebellion.
Okay. He gets a... Well, let's add this, we'll say. Yeah. Oh. He does not believe a word you're saying. He
Okay.
reaches towards the door and he looks like he's going to slam it. You guys have like a quick second to get another word in before he slams the door in your face.
Think of the think of this in a win-win way. You get to have people who help you having inside knowledge, and we get our freedom. It's a win-win. We get to do what we need to do. You get to have a heads up in the future. Think of the benefit from this deal.
Okay, I'll give you one more diplomacy check.
I'll eat another.
Okay. So 23. And this wait, I'm going to
Okay, so he's gonna. Let me grab another thing here. So he's gonna. You say this, and he stops for a second and looks you up and down, looks Emeritus up and down, and like he's mulling it over for a second, and then he just looks at you and he says, in Infernal, which is a little surprising, just no. How high is that number over Lucia's CMD?
let's see. That is definitely way over the number. It is 14 for me.
14 over? Okay, so you are pushed back
Yes, so
2 squares. And you take... I gotta do this really carefully so I'm not adding crazy fires to it. You take that much damage as you, like, his gauntleted fist collides with you and you roll back across the ground, bouncing across random detritus that's on the floor. 9 non-lethal damage, the door shuts and locks. Do either of you have any final actions?
I can't really do anything.
Sarah?
What about you, Sarah?
I'll hesitate, but I'll go like awkwardly help Lucia up.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Let's see. I am thinking, if we really wanted to do a jailbreak, mechanically, I could use acid splash to open the door on our side.
But you do not have your spell components or your spell book, so you have no spells at the moment. You would have to find them.
Oh yeah, true.
So let's pass it to Van and Joe for a little bit before we say goodbye to YouTube for the night. There are 2 dead guards at your feet, guys.
Loot the body.
All right. Both of them have a large steel shield, a scimitar, scale mail. One of them... Well, both of you roll percentage dice. I like percentage dice a lot.
Do I get any bonuses on them?
You do not.
Ugh.
This is just for luck.
I'm lucky. Not lucky.
If
I'm
you
luckier
really
than
want to
him.
play jailbreak, you need a halfling rook. Okay, so you guys don't find anything like super special. Like I said, scale mail, scimitar, and heavy steel shield. One of them has like what you assume is the key to your cell. Mercutio, I'm not going to grab his token, but Mercutio like ambles in and he looks around and like stabs one of the bodies in the eye with his, we'll call it a halfling sling lance. Just like gores him through and just looks around. So now what?
Well, can you use any of this Enderling?
No, I can't.
Not
The
even
gore
this-
dripping from Ennerling's fangs tells you that he's probably well off without...
like, not that you need it, of course. I'm asking you quite honestly, my friend. Do we go get the other?
I have no use for this.
Okay. So I ask you quite honestly, my friend. Do we get the other 2?
Hello?
The silence hangs.
Okay. It's because my internet keeps kidding.
Oh.
Truthfully, I don't know the situation.
Mercutio chimes in and he says that whether or not you get them, it's mostly up to you guys. He thinks that at least after what Mustafa did to your priestly friend, there might be a little bit of good there, and you never know what the Chelish woman will do. Like,
So
the rebellion at large doesn't know how Cheliax is going to take this. It's pretty common knowledge that there's not a whole lot of love lost between Taldor and Cheliax. Taldor rules over Cheliax. Cheliax has its autonomy, but like everyone knows that the Chelish absolutely hate this. So, like, if the rebellion picks up enough steam and you advance into Taldor, how Cheliax reacts is a huge mystery to everybody.
So Pogue says, well, they seem rotten to the core, and they may be redeemable, but they are one of ours. They are ours, two of ours. For that, I suppose we should not leave them behind. Let's give them. They were caught in the arms of the rebellion. If they are to go their own way, then they should be freed and given the chance to do that. So it's like, kind of like, let's go get them.
I agree.
Okay.
Mercutio agrees as well. He says that, like, he begins like talking like look at Mustafa. He used to be what he was, and he's redeemed himself, and he's become like he's basically leading the rebellion on his back. There's people higher up than he is, but like it's his charisma that's drawing people to this. It's his like force of personality that's causing all these peasants to take up arms. And there's plenty of people from all across the multiverse that have come to Galarion to do the same, and that nobody is truly like unredeemable. And around this time, you guys, the cell adjacent to Enterlings, you both hear the door begin to like shake and rattle really hard. Like the person inside of it is like put his hands through the bars and he's grabbed him and he's trying to like shake it. And you hear somebody like at the top of his voice just yelling out in Elven, echoing across the hallways.
In what?
In Elven.
I speak Elven.
Okay, he's just like cursing and swearing up a storm, just like, somebody let me out of here, basically, that kind of thing.
It's like, okay, sounds good. So we'll go over and guess we see if the lock works, if the key works.
Roll percentage dice again. We'll see.
Dude, you gotta let me roll something that I can have a
bonus for Fate's Favored.
And on top of that, being a halfling, I should get at least 10, if not 15% more. Right? 10%. But that's just me. What do I know?
Sorry, I'll do it again. Like, the key fits the lock. You know, like, you could open the door, but this individual is still, like, shaking the shit out of it.
All right. Hey,
whether you choose to unlock it is on you.
Calm down in there. We'll get you out.
Diplomacy check.
Okay. I stay in Elven, or less.
Gotcha.
All right, here we go. Boom.
You hear the voice just like a really exasperated sigh, and it kind of like drags in his throat a little bit, so it kind of sounds a little growly as he does this.
Okay.
And he just, fine. And he backs away from the door.
Okay, we open the door for him.
Okay, this will probably be the last roll of the night. Joe, if you're with him, you're entitled to this as well. Both of you make perception checks.
I see everything.
Yet again, you see all the things. Pending Joe's nat 1.
Don't nat one.
if he's with us. I don't think he's with us. Well, anyway, you crit. That's fine. So before you, there's a dark-haired elf, and his eyes are kind of like acid yellow, if that makes sense. Kind of like that greenish yellow. He's just wearing his small clothes, and all up and down his body, there's scars just all over the place. He's almost more scars than he is like clean flesh.
Right.
He's exceptionally tall for an elf. He's exceptionally he's a little broader shouldered than you would expect. And you open the door and he immediately just brushes past you, and in Elven he just, where are the guards?
We killed them. At least those two.
He goes in, and you hear the clank of the armor being removed from the guard. It takes a lot longer than the amount of time I'm going to describe it.
Right.
But the man comes out and he's dressed in the guard's armor. He's taken both of the scimitars and he's got both of them actively drawn. He kind of his offhand is a little wonky as he's in his battle stance because the scimitar is a little heavy. But he looks at you, he looks at Mercutio, he looks at Ennerling, he just, who the hell are you?
We're here to save our friends.
And he says this in common. He gets a little he's not necessarily going to put the scimitars to your throat, but you say you're here to save your friends, and he gets right up in your face. Just, that doesn't answer my question, Shorty. Who are you?
Is he getting angry with us? Is he fucking around with us?
Is he getting fresh with you?
No.
You get the feeling he's not fucking around with you, but he's been like I said, there's scars all up and down them. Some of them are a little more fresh. You get the feeling this guy's been through a lot of shit.
So I look at him and say, you, my friend, look like you've been beaten most as much as a halfling slave. You're here as part of a rebellion, and we are here to save friends that we came in to Kadir with.
He chuckles and just, so the illustrious cult of the Dawnflower has come to save me. How wonderful.
Well,
and he steps out of the room and he looks left, looks right, doesn't see anybody.
I look at him and say, hey, we're not the Dawnflower.
Then what are you?
And we're not here to save you. However, if your path is alongside ours, then we would be happy to travel together.
He
something like that.
Kind of looks all around the room and just, well, I'm a little indisposed at the moment given my, and he kicks the wall, my situation. But I suppose that whether or not I want to, we'll be traveling together for some time.
Well, at least until we get out of here, yes.
And then we'll see. Mercutio walks up in between you because this guy's starting to get really combative. And he puts a hand on his chest, your shoulder, and just, whoa, guys, chill. It's okay. We're on the same side here. The man he relaxes a little bit, but he isn't really he isn't sheathing his weapons. He looks like he
Okay.
You still have an answer.
My name is Pogue Mahone.
Mercutio introduces himself, and the elf Ennerling. His eyebrows raise a little bit.
I'm not going to answer him.
He stops. He takes a knee, he's not bowing, but he's sarcastically coming down to the halfling's height. He sheathes his scimitars long enough to shake both of your hands and just, they call me Ravariel. Shakes your hands, draws his swords, and we need to get out of here. You guys begin to hear the booted feet of more guards on patrol approaching you. And we will call it there.
Cool.
So I'm going to hit the stop button.